Dropshipping is the best way to lose all your money in the next 12 months. I hope you will not opt for that option. My name is Marvin. I've built 5 different online businesses to 5 figures a month, and I have created this channel to answer your questions about how to get the same result with your first business, whatever it may be. I actually invested in a dropshipping coach at some point. I have invested significant amounts of money into starting my journey with dropshipping. Not many people know about that. And I mean, unsurprisingly, it hasn't worked. But that's not the point of my message. I will take you behind the curtain and share information with you that I have learned from, I think, 100K a month dropshipper that I think you should 100% know when you get started in this field. Here's a quick overview of the 5 different business models I have started that worked for me and the peak numbers that we have gained in the first few months of starting these business models. More on that on my main channel. However, let's get started with the question of the day. Is dropshipping a good business model in 2025 and 2026? Look at me. I am an ancient boomer. I have started doing this in 2016. 2016 was the first year I hit close to 30K a month in the first year of starting my first business. And back in my day, I was really stupid. So that means I have wasted lots of money, but I also always thought for some reason it would make sense to immediately build business 2 and business 3 and business 4. So I did all the things that everybody does. That means even back then, people would invest in crypto. I did that. And I was extremely sold on several different crypto communities and like investing in altcoins even back then, right? And I also came across this guy who was a very famous e-commerce / dropshipping coach at the time. By the way, I can say nothing wrong about this person, a genuine, interesting, high IQ individual. So there's nothing really I want to say about this person that's bad. The whole experience has been great working with him. However, it was him who told me back then a dropshipping would be close to, like, in the last 1 or 2 years of cycles, you could really realistically, easily break into that industry without investing lots of money upfront into advertising. That means, in other words, if you don't have the budget to blast and like waste on ads to gain the data of what works and what doesn't, that is going to be extremely hard to get started. But that's not even the point I want to make. The point I want to make, I think, is something that's very overlooked and not really discussed much in the online business circles. And that is how it makes no sense from a client acquisition perspective to start dropshipping compared to other business models that will make you significantly more money in the short term, but also in the long term. To make this stupid simple, I have written down a quick calculation. Let's say you sell a high ticket service from your PC where you sit right now, or from your phone. Any high ticket marketing, any marketing service that you can sell to a business and help them generate leads or rank their website on Google or build them a funnel can make you anywhere from $2,000 to $3,500 a month. And actually a lot more than that. But that is just a base example to give you some idea. Now, in order to make 10K a month in profit, we would need somewhere between 3 to 6 clients. That's it. Because the profit margin would be at least 70 to 80%. In most cases, when you start out, it can be 100%. Yes, that means you keep all the money that you make because you can just fulfill the service yourself and very quickly learn how to do that for your first few clients when you get started. Now let's look at dropshipping. 10K a month in dropshipping. You would need 800 sales. Here is why. Let's say the profit margin of your store would be 25%, which is already quite good in dropshipping. So 25% of the money you make from the revenue will be your profit. Let's say your average order, that means on average how much money people spend on your store as one individual customer, would be $50. That means you would essentially make $12.50 from every single client in profit, from every single customer, from every single order. Not even considering refunds, by the way, I haven't calculated those, but also in e-commerce, it's very typical to see a high number of refunds. Well, in order to hit the target profit of 10K, you would require 800 orders. And your required revenue would be, at the very least, 40K a month. So the daily pace that you have to hit in a 30-day month would be 27 orders per day. That's the raw numbers. Now, my simple question to you is it easier to get 3 to 6 clients or 800? And then also consider that the 3 to 6 clients that you sign would be clients who stay with you over at least a couple of months. In most cases, actually, at least 6 to 9 months, probably even multiple years. In other words, yes, they sign a contract where they pay you that same fee every single month. So you don't have to get the client again next month in order to get to your 3 to 6 clients. You already have that volume on contract. With dropshipping and e-commerce in general, yes, of course, you can have repeated sales. You can have customers coming back and being fans of your service, but it solely depends on what it is that you're selling. I mean, back in the day, with all of these like hypey ideas of like selling fidget spinners, how many fidget spinners do you need? How many plastic items, lamps, kitchen decoration, whatever you can sell online, how much of that do you really need? So let's be honest, for the majority, you will be hunting new clients every single month until the product that you sell is going to hit some sort of market saturation. That's why you have to sell a service, not a product that behaves like water or oxygen. You will need oxygen again after you inhale and exhale, and you will need water every single day, otherwise you will die. So business dies without ads, without ranking on Google, without getting attention by potential customers. And that's why this is an evergreen way of making 10K a month very easily. Don't be stupid. Don't spend your 2 or 3 or 5K on some dropshipping course or coaching, including all the ad spend, which in most cases you aren't even told in the beginning of how much that will require you to spend. I did that. Back then, I was told by somebody making 100K a month with dropshipping that the business has been already close to, well, let me say, not saturation, but becoming ultra competitive back then. I've seen the worst stories and have heard the worst stories in dropshipping out of the potential 10 to 20 different business models that are out there. Even if you go against my advice, you don't sell high-ticket marketing services, which is a no-brainer to do. Even if that's the case, don't go with dropshipping. Just to inspire you, over here you can see, this is 4 hours of work a year, turning into $11,500 annually. So this is like 3K an hour, a bit less than that, in US dollars with a single client. Over here you can see, I've been doing this for quite some time. This is from 2016, close to 30K a month with clients in 30 different countries. Now the best thing I can do for you is to say on marvinadam.com, I have a free training. People who went through this free training and started doing what I advised them to do got these types of results. Hassan made 4K in the first week, Zion made 8K in the first month, and more. Ask me your best question in the chat and I will make a video, help you the best way that I can. I see you in the next video tomorrow.